What if the life you've always dreamed of is just one courageous decision away? What's holding you back? Fear of failure, fear of uncertainty, fear of what other people might think? The problem is that you know that there's a move that you need to make. You can feel it in your gut. You're not living the life that you truly want. You feel unsettled. You know that there is more, but something is paralyzing you. Maybe it's a big career goal that you have. Maybe it's a personal goal that you have, or a change that you want in your life in some way, new city or a new career. But fear is paralyzing you. Fear is holding you back. What if it doesn't work out? What if I run out of money? What if I don't get secure? What will other people think of this change and of this move? And if I fail, then what does that mean about me? And these are all things that I've also faced recently. You know, my wife and I, we moved our family from Cape Town to Lisbon. And these are all the kinds of thoughts and fears that we face. Was, what if my visa doesn't come through? What if we run out of money? What if we can't make it work? What if we are sacrificing a year of my son's education? And the unknowns are so overwhelming. But you know what? We took the leap anyway. I still remember the moment that tested our resolve around this decision, our courage around this decision, was when we were sitting around the dining room table and we needed to book our flights and accommodation to stay in Lisbon. And it was this move of going, we are putting thousands of rands into our vision, into our dream. We're going to take this big step. And just by putting that money out there, all of a sudden, all of these fears came flooding through, like we're throwing this money away. But what we decided is we decided to take the leap anyway. We decided to take the step of courage anyway, because those moments are moments that test how much you want the future, how much you want the life that you dream of, how much you're committed to your future. And so it was stressful. It was full of anxiety. But you know, as soon as we made the decision, as soon as we booked the tickets, I felt this real sense of peace. Like we made a commitment, like we'd made the decision and now we're just following through. There were other scary moments. There was moments when we actually decided to resign from our job in the church that we were leading, but it took about 8-9 months for a healthy transition to take place. But I remember that moment of the fear that came over me, of the finality of that decision, that we couldn't go back. But again, we took the step forward in courage and in faith that we're making the right decision. Here's what I've learned about bravery is to have faith and perspective, number one. That faith that the decision that you're taking is the right decision, a knowing that this is the right decision to move forward. Something gives you confidence about the decision that you're taking. Not that success is guaranteed, but you have this inward knowing, this inward faith, this perspective to know that, hey, I get a sense that this is the right decision. For us, it's faith in God. It's faith in God that even if things don't go according to plan, we're on the right track. And He's going to help us and He's going to strengthen us along the way. That perspective gave us so much strength and courage in the decision that we were taking. The second thing I've learned about bravery along the way is to focus on the next step. You know, it's so easy to get overwhelmed by the bigness of the change or the bigness of the decision that you're taking or the bigness of the life that you want to live. But if you can break it down into next steps, like don't worry what's going to happen next year. What can you do this week? And so with our move, what we did was there were so many things that are out of our control and just so much things that we had to get checked off the list, so many unknowns and variables. We just decided we're going to put it down on a list and we're going to work our way through the list. And so sometimes people would ask me, oh, how's it going? And what, how's things panning out over there? And all I would say is, look, I can't really think about that stuff too much. It's too far away. But what I am focused on is what we need to do this month and this week. And we'll just go systematically through the list. And what that helped me with was that I would get away from the spiral of uncertainty and the worry train, because I could control what was in front of me. I couldn't work out what was months ahead. And so focus on the next step will help you to get progress rather than getting paralyzed by fear. The third one is to believe in the outcome. Shift your mindset from fear to hope. Like, actually believe that it's your hopes that will come true and not your fears. Because naturally, depending on your mindset, is that you normally go straight to fear. And what I've learned, and I heard someone say this recently, that faith and fear cannot occupy your mind at the same time. And whatever you're thinking actually flows into your heart and comes out of your life. And so the thing is this, like, when you have fear that's coming, say, no, 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 I'm not believing that what I fear will come true. I'm going to use that as a trigger to change my thinking and to think, hey, what if what I hope for comes out? So stop looking at the things that can go wrong. Keep looking at the things that could go right. Yes, you have to acknowledge the risks, but keep your mind focused on a positive outcome. The last one is this: lean on your support system. Number 4, lean on your support system. Our community, our relationships were crucial in the decision that we were making, but they were crucial in giving us confidence and support and strength. My wife says that we all need barrier breakers or barrier busters. I forget the term, but it's that where people come into your world to help you break through the barriers, the limitations that you had. And so for us, from time to time, when we had doubts and we had worries, our community was there to encourage us. They encouraged us that people had made this decision before. They had made this big step and have overcome and have actually succeeded in it. They reminded us of our calling. They reminded us of the strengths that we have. They reminded us of the impact that we'd made in people's lives. And so all of that helped us to have the courage that we needed. I would hate to make such big decisions by myself. We needed community, and the community gave us strength and support and courage. They raise your belief in what's possible. What most people don't realize is that there's risk either way. There's risk if you decide to go for your dream, and there's risk whether you decide to stay where you are. The risk of going for your dream is that it might not work. It might not come through the way that you had planned. It will deviate, right? There is a risk of failing, but you will fail 100% of the time of the shots you don't take. It could actually happen. It actually could be better than what you dreamed. But on the other side, there is the risk of, well, what if I just stay the same? What if I don't make the decision? What if I take the safe option? I think having a mindset of a safe option is actually faulty thinking. It's just not what's safe. It's just what feels secure in the moment, because there's a risk of losing what you currently have. There is a real risk of that. You will get smaller and you want to hold on to what you've got. But if you lose that, what have you got next? You've got nothing. And so going for it, there's a risk. Keeping it, there's also a risk. Now, I'm not suggesting that you should just be reckless. Do your due diligence, know the risks, have a plan, but you got to commit 100% to the life that you want. Again, like I said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So have a shot, take a shot, have a go. Courage is a muscle. Like if you start small, but you take action, you build confidence in the muscle of courage to take bigger steps. And I want to leave you with this, that when fear comes, capture that thought of fear and turn it and change your perspective to a positive outcome, and then keep moving forward. You just need courage to take the next step. You don't need courage for the whole thing, just for the next step. And I carry this coin. I don't know if you can see that. It's anyway, there we go. It's an old South African coin from my grandfather's collection. And I thought, wow, like I'm going to keep this because there's something that this reminds me of. It reminds me that life is like a valuable coin. You get to spend it any way you like. No one tells you how to live your life. And if they do, you probably don't listen, but you can spend your life any way you want. But the thing is, you only get to spend it once. So spend it wisely. Spend it on the life that you want to live. Spend it in a way that honors God, that honors your future. Spend it in a way that you can look back and go, yeah, that was a good move. Everything you want in life is on the other side of a courageous step, a courageous decision. Are you ready to take that leap? Are you ready to take the step? If you are, let me know in the comments. And by the way, if this has resonated with you in any way, and you'd like to see more, why don't you watch this next video here that YouTube is recommending that you watch? It knows what you like and it's recommending the perfect video for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.